Just like you, okay? Don't touch it.
Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Oh, buddy. Oh, you're so sweet. He just wants to be with Auntie.
Okay.
That's all he wants.
Okay.
He just wants to be with Auntie. This is your favorite Auntie in the whole world. I know. You love her. Oh, that's so sweet. I swear he can breathe, you guys.
The dog chin is just...
It's unmatched.
That was just like God's way of saying, like, here, everything's gonna be okay. Here's
The
a
way
little
it
treat for you
feels,
guys.
I know, anywhere. It doesn't matter if
And
it's
it's
on
like
an arm
the
or
perfect
leg.
weight of like, it's like solid, nice amount of weight, but it's not too heavy.
Is that your way of showing Auntie you love her so much? Yeah, you've got fur all over your face. Oh my god. It's so funny, whenever Alice is here, he wants nothing to do with me. I'm non-existent, just doesn't care. Does not care.
For the cuggles.
I know.
Aww.
Okay, so hello and welcome back everyone to the Pee Pee and Poo Poo Show. We are joined here today with our friend Pudge. I don't know how long he's going to stick around.
Yeah, I do have to get up to get plants and stuff.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to have to lock him with Vince, but he can at least make a cameo in this intro. So, anyway, a couple months ago, or maybe it was last year now, I posted a video called Instagram Influenced Plants. People really liked that one.
Yeah.
I basically just showed plants in my collection that I pretty much only have because I was influenced on Instagram or online somewhere, Facebook, whatever.
And whether they lived up to the hype.
Yeah, and whether they lived up to the hype or not. I think in that video, I also showed plants that I was influenced to buy that I didn't end up really loving.
Oh, but you did end up getting in the end? Yeah.
Or like I got it and then it didn't live up to the hype. And I think I showed pictures of it. I can't remember.
Yeah.
There's too many videos on this channel now. But anyway, today we are just showing you plants in each of our collections that we have acquired because we were influenced.
Yeah, somewhere out there's a photo that made us go, yes, I need it.
I need it. So we're just going to be chatting about that today, and
we each have 5 plants.
Yes, 5
and
plants
there are
each.
no repeats, right?
No repeats.
10 plants total.
Yeah, it's a pretty good lineup for you guys. It's probably going to be on the shorter side today just because we don't have many plants to show you. We also filmed a 2-hour video on Alice's channel, which I will link in the description. We talked about toxic work environments, how we got out of it, being on YouTube, being self-employed, the whole thing. It's more of a podcast style. I'm not doing anything plant related.
Yeah.
It's more so like pop your headphones in, do your plant chores, and just listen if you're into that kind of thing. So if you want to give that a watch, linked in the description. And also don't forget to follow Alice at You Don't Even Grow Here. As she said on her channel, if you don't follow her, I will find you and beat you up. Hurt you up. And hurt you.
Ooh, sounds threatening.
God, big guy. So yeah, we're just gonna get started with the first plant. I think. Wait, are we gonna just like swap between like I go first and then you go first?
Whatever you want, boss.
Okay.
It's your channel, your house.
All right, buddy. Say bye to your friends. You're gonna go hang out with your dad now. He looks so comfortable on you, though. Oh my God, this is so sweet. I know. I'm sorry.
You're so small and light too.
You're just so little. They're frozen raspberries.
Oh no, I was just putting it on the coaster.
Oh.
I felt like it was gonna.
I thought you were wondering what are these floating turds. Oh, don't look at it yet. I have to tell you a story. Okay. Hopefully you don't get a panic attack.
Panic attack?
Okay. So, okay. Oh. No. That's a Hoya Matilde. Okay, so this first plant, I thought we would start it off with one that was influenced to me by this one here.
I didn't know.
I know.
Yeah,
well,
you never said anything. You're just like quietly seething on the inside.
So here's the thing. Alice has been collecting and caring for Hoyas longer than I have. There was a point, I don't know, maybe at the end of 2021, or prior to 2021, I was like, no Hoyas. I don't want Hoyas. Hoyas are stupid.
I only want lineares.
Yeah, only lineares. That was the only exception. I was just like, Hoyas not for me. They all look the same. They're so boring, blah, blah, blah. I was very wrong. And one of those gateway Hoyas for me was the Hoya Commensural. So I didn't own one before Alice. Alice had hers first, and she posted this Instagram photo of it, and I was like, why I oughta. I was so...
And I had no idea.
No, I didn't tell her because if you voice to anyone in our group chat that you like something, there's a chance you're gonna get it. And I did not...
will drive by in her van, like, skirt, and then, like, drop it, like, oh, it's on
do a drive-by.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to say anything about falling in love with this Hoya, but I was like, damn, that is an ancient dumpster Hoya. She's crusty and just veiny, like so veiny. The veins, they got me. I just loved it so much for a long time, and I don't know how I ended up getting one for the first time. I think it was from you though. Or was it Jing?
It must have been Jing, yeah. I don't think I ever propagated mine.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So then I must have maybe said it in passing.
Maybe.
Like, oh, I really like the Clem. And then, I got one and it lived to every expectation and even more. So here is one of my Hoya Commensurums. Oh, I don't have product showcase on. This is one of my Commensurums. So just a quick backstory. This is not the Clem that I originally got from Jing. That one passed away into the afterlife during Hoya Apocalypse. It was one that I was very, very, very sad about because it was like one of my favorite Hoyas. Yeah. So then I didn't have a Clem for a little bit, and then Lauren chopped hers for me. So this is the one from Lauren, from her plants at home. And I have another one from Jing. No, I killed that one too in Hoya Apocalypse. Okay. Another Regurt. My other one is from Jing. They both look different. One is the Hoya Clem Thailand, and this is the non-Thailand. Indo, yeah. So yeah, this new leaf that came out was like basically touching my grow light, and I didn't even realize there was a new leaf until I went to water. And when I pulled this guy down and saw this, I was like, oh my god, it looks like the Instagram picture. Like we did it. This really looks. Okay, I'm gonna throw up her photo again. I can't remember which one looks dumpsterier, but it's given me the same vibes. Same vibes.
It does look a lot like mine did when it was sun stressed.
Yeah, it's so obviously like the red in it, and then also just like this really dark, prominent vein. I feel like we're so far from the camera. Look how small this is. Hold on. I almost want to redo the whole video. Sorry guys, technical difficulty. Oh, this feels so much better. I was like this. My abs are sore. So yeah, going back to that like reddish sunstress color.
High contrast veins.
High contrast veins. These little splotches of white that are just like spread kind of throughout. If you look at the older leaves, I don't know what her...
What is that?
Okay, I don't know what her growing conditions were, but you can tell it's like a little bit more washed out. It's like a lighter green, and it looked like this when I got it.
It's nice and splashy though. It's fun.
I mean, it's a great specimen, and like it's just so like rigid, firm. It's got like that nice sort of like
serrated edge.
Super sharp tip, but
kind of fuzzy.
Like it's got that micro fuzz. It's delicious. But this new leaf is like what I signed up for when I first said that I want the Clem. This is what I wanted.
That's peak ancient dumpster.
I guess what my confusion is with Hoyas is like which ones sunstress and which ones just get like bleached under light. I never know. Or do they all sunstress?
That's a Jing question.
Ah, damn.
I would be inclined to say they all sunstress.
Maybe just some sunstress nicer than others.
Maybe.
I also feel like I have flat mites for sure.
Oh no.
My Hoya undulata specifically like looks kind of...
You have like a clustery growth?
Yeah, and it's or not clustery growth, but like the splotches on it don't look dumpstery in a way you want. It looks dumpstery, like bad trash, not good trash.
Oh.
But this looks great to me.
Yeah.
I love this so much. This is, I would say, my favorite leaf.
Oh, it's still going.
I know.
It's still soft.
She's still soft. I would say this is my favorite new leaf right now in my collection.
The underside looks like a crocodile.
Crocodile. It's giving Steve
You see,
Irwin.
it's like boom, 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 boom.
Oh man, I just love this so much. To me, this is my epitome of a ancient dumpster Hoya. And I'm very glad I was influenced by you. This is the only plant I think I have in Lekka
Yeah,
right now.
I was just registering that. Did you plant it in that or is it already in that?
No, I planted it in this because I ran out of pond.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't want to do soil, so I was like, well, here we go, we're doing Lekka. She pushed this new leaf out in Lekka, and then the top grew underneath my light.
Burnt to a crisp.
Burnt to an absolute crisp, but yeah, I wanted to start with this one just because it was influenced by her.
Yay.
Congratulations.
And then now I don't even talk about Hoyas anymore.
I know, why?
I don't know. They just, I don't know.
I think you're
I need to restart.
No, I think you're just stressed out by your cabinet. And I think that that's it. You have to just like restart.
Yeah. I think cut it down to like a set of like one node, 2 leaves, and then restart it.
Because it's hard to appreciate new growth when you don't know what you're looking at.
I know.
It's just too much. Who thinks Alice should do a Hoya purge?
Nobody's buying Hoyas. It doesn't.
Your Hoyas were selling in Lauren's purge.
That's true. Okay, Hoya purge.
Hoya purge.
My turn.
Woohoo! Oh god, the exposure.
Oh my gosh.
It's your turn,
Oh my gosh. I don't remember. I think actually it's fitting that I'm doing this first. I think I first saw this plant from Charmaine, and she had one of these, and she was eventually trying to sell it, and I was like, no, you can't sell it. You know, you can't sell it. And then she's like, I'm gonna do it anyway, and then she sold it.
I regret it.
But I remember seeing like photos of it on Instagram, and I feel like I'm picturing like one of those like really pretty pots, like very like cute, minimal kind of house scene. So that's this Euphorbia lactea white ghost. Yeah.
So
I got this,
cute.
I think 2 years ago. It was like, I cannot believe how much this has grown.
It's huge.
It was in my like living room shelf, and it had like grow lights above it, and here is where it grew into the shelf. It looks kind of, you see here, where it's like rounded, it smushed itself up against the glass.
No.
It was just like this. And then I took it out, and it's like sitting at a window now, and all this grew, like it's grown from like this big up.
That's insane.
Yeah.
This little arm, I don't know why, is so adorable to me.
Yeah. I can't believe how fast this thing grows. And it's so pretty.
It is. It's
It
so
just looks
pretty.
like bones.
That's like one of my biggest plant selling regrets, and it's funny that she knew I was going to regret it, but I think I was in one of those phases where I was like, oh, you just missed an otter.
Oh, I don't like otters anyway. They're evil. Remember we had this conversation? I feel like we had it in
Oh,
right?
yeah. Let's not go into that. That was traumatizing. Yeah, so I think I was in one of those phases where I was like, my plants are overwhelming me. There's too many. It looks cluttered. And I was like, I just want things gone.
Granted, you did sell it during a time when like the prices were really good.
I
to
got
sell.
a good price for it. That's for sure. But I do regret it.
But I think you can get another one.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure I can find one in SAC, like really cheap.
I think even Devon's had them, right?
Oh.
Didn't they?
I don't remember
Like they
that.
come and go really quickly.
Yeah.
But this has been like the fastest growing and like one of the easiest succulents I have. And I was surprised because like it's so variegated.
Yeah.
I have another one of these that's like green with like more like lighter variegation on the inside.
Oh.
Exactly the same growth pattern and everything. That one grows really well too. It's in like the, trying to lift this up, tiniest pot.
Oh my gosh, it's so little.
Yeah, it needs like something much bigger because this is actually can take a little bit more water than a lot of my cacti. And I would say this is probably like what someone would call a chunky aeroid mix.
Yeah, it's pretty chunky.
It
And
has,
like
like-
it looks gritty and
Yeah,
Is
a
there
lot of
sand in
perlite.
here?
There might be pond mixed
oh,
in there.
okay. I was like, I can kind of hear something.
Yeah,
really-
I don't have sand, so it can't be that. But the roots look pretty happy.
I love this plant specifically because it's not like white. It's kind of like a milky.
Yeah, and like the green is like
greeny
gray.
Can you give them a close up of like kind of like the variegation of it? It's just so beautiful.
So the new growth is a lot greener. That's new growth. And that's also new growth, but then like where it's hardened off, it's like so gray.
Yeah.
Almost like blue tone gray.
It's beautiful.
It's such a nice plant.
It is. I think it's one of those that like you have in your collection because it's so easygoing and you kind of forget about it and then you don't appreciate it again until you see all the new growth and you're like, oh, look at you, you're so cute.
And it's not that hard to handle because the spikes are kind of just on, like they're not all over, so you can kind of grab it from certain parts. Remember when I got this in Montreal and from Sarah Lavoie, and they had another one. I gave it to Erin. Do you remember there was like one section of it was just like reverted?
Oh yeah,
and it was like green and this. That looked really cool.
Oh man, I wonder if she still has it.
Maybe you can see.
I should ask her. Like, yay, so you're getting plastic, right? Hey, Erin.
Yeah. So this is probably like, if you're not a cacti person or a succulent person, this is probably a good one to have. As long as you have the light, but it's really easy going. It's harder to overwater this compared to like true cacti. This is not a cactus, right?
No.
Yeah. And it grows, which is like the most annoying thing about like cacti is like you just barely see the growth.
Yeah.
Actually, this summer I had like a growth spurt on like a lot of my cacti like never grew. Like my booby cactus grew like this much.
Mine is finally growing.
Yeah.
I'm like, finally. I've had, how long have we had that thing? Like years, since
3 years.
COVID.
Yeah. Like it has not grown
nothing.
1 millimeter in that time. It just like popped out like an inch of growth this summer.
And then you know what's annoying is I chopped mine and I gave the bottom to Jing. And now her new growth is like this big.
That's crazy. My bottom just finally started growing, so it's got tiny boobies, like a little cluster of boobies, like this big. Yeah.
Well, anyway, yeah, great plant. If you're looking for like a cool non-aeroid to add to your collection, this would probably be one of my top.
Such a like beautiful variegation. So nice.
And it's such a statement piece, like even just on its own, like on a bookshelf or something.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
And it's fun because it branches out from the bottom too. So it'll just keep changing shape.
Next one is one of my newer acquisitions. Now, I'm not definitive in the ID. This was sold as a Doryaki, but from my knowledge and all the photos that I've seen of the Doryaki, they are even more round than this. Like way more round, more cupped up and darker. Like the leaves are darker. They're not like this, like, I don't know. I mean, it's not like a light green color, but definitely more contrast and like more silvery venation rather than like this greenish silver. But it does have very, very close features to the Doryaki, like probably one of the closest I've seen. I'm just not convinced that it's actually Doryaki. I mean, that's what they're being sold as, but
this one is so round though.
Super, super round. But I'll throw in a photo of a Doryaki, like sort of like that standard Doryaki that you see, and I'm just not convinced. I don't know why. I could be wrong. I'd be thrilled if it was an actual Doryaki.
Yeah.
But I mean, I bought it because of obviously the features of it. I don't really care, honestly, if it's like a true Doryaki. I just loved how round it was. So if this is the closest I get, I'm happy. This was one of the Anthurium that I saw being pushed on my Explore page so much. You just see these super like aggressively round Anthurium. They're like collecting water and they're like little bowls.
Yeah. And it's like such a clustered, like compact growth.
Like if you look at how compact it's growing, like, and not every Anthurium will do that. Like, you know, they kind of like go all over the place, or they have like,
or they stretch. Like petioles. I don't see this stretching.
No.
You'd have to give it like almost no light, maybe.
The petioles are like so short, but just I love the growth pattern of it. Look, it's like a little.
It holds on to so many leaves.
No. Wait, do you have one of these?
No. I have one with my name on it at the shop. But
right.
Yeah.
I'm convinced that she needs one. I'm very, very happy to have this one. I got this from Lauren, by the way. She has a ton. So if you're looking for one, go to her.
Well, they're selling fast though, still.
They are selling fast. And whether or not it's a true Doryaki, they're still really freaking cute. And they're a lot different than like the silver blushes, the Crystal Hope. If anyone tries to tell me that that's what this is, I can tell you it's not.
Yeah.
We were surrounded by like a sea of different ones, and it's not the same. This one is like aggressively round.
I mean, this
is aggressively round.
Yeah.
I love it. And like the overlapping lobes. It's just like a little bowl. Look at it. You could eat like cereal in there. It's like a lily pad. It's so cute.
It is really cute.
I don't know. There's something about this. Like, I didn't buy this because it's like, you know, you have like your Paps and you have Ace of Spades and it's got like that angry.
It's not a sexy one.
No, this is just a cutie guy.
Yeah.
Like, just so adorable. So I think that Alice needs one just because it's so different than any other Anthurium that we have in our collection.
Yeah, I don't have anything like super silvery like that.
What's
Except for this, the silver special. The
Oh,
crystalline
yeah,
silver special.
yeah.
That's the only like really silvery one I have.
But this would be such a nice contrast to your Anthurium collection.
That's true.
And it's been pretty easy. Right now I just have it in, I've been doing this with a lot of my Anthurium. I'm switching a lot of my Anthurium to this semi-hydro setup. Hello. Where it's like drainage pot with the cover pot over it. And I like the ones where it's not completely touching the bottom of the cover pot. It just has enough so that any roots growing out gets like that humidity and that moisture. And I feel like some of my Anthurium have definitely been acting a lot better in this setup. And I was motivated to do this setup because of Lauren.
And this is her mix, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's cocoa coir, cocoa chunks.
It's
perlite.
soilless.
Yeah. Soilless soil.
Worm castings,
Perlite and bark.
perlite bark. But it's been great. My Anthurium love it. If you guys see Lauren's collection, like her Anthurium just grow like mad. It's not even funny.
I mean, it's highly humid, very warm.
And if you think about like the different conditions, like where this came from, whereas now it's in my living room right in front of an AC, not as much light,
Yeah.
severely colder. Like it's just like a very stark difference, but it's still,
Holding on strong.
yeah. I mean, this leaf was literally grown right there.
How long have
So-
you had this now? Like a couple months? No, longer than that.
No. I got this when she first imported it. I brought it home as a new importer.
Oh.
So it would have been like a month and a half ago. Maybe
Okay.
2 months now. But this one didn't lose any leaves, didn't go into shock, nothing. It went straight from being imported to being here. There was no like, oh no, actually, that's a lie. I put it in my EXO for a couple weeks first.
This is while like you were away, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was in California, and then as soon as I got back from California, I took it out. And this one grew on this shelf. But it's been a champ, and it's like fully rooted now. Fully acclimatized. And I'm not worried about this guy drying out because it's got a little reserve under here. And yeah, I've been really liking this setup. But if you are looking for a very silvery, round Anthurium, this would be my recommendation in terms of availability, acquirability, price.
It's like a cutesier version of if you like King of Spades, and this is like a,
It's
bubbly little
silvery,
sister,
for sure. So everyone tell Alice she needs to get one now.
I already have one earmarked. I just need to justify
Just need to get it.
spending money.
Okay, your turn.
Should I do an Anthurium?
Sure. Ooh. I'm so happy you're showing that one on my channel.
This is my Anthurium Ace of Spades. This is like purely an Instagram thing. Like this plant doesn't really exist on the internet outside of like Instagram and Facebook. It's like only really collectors that have it nowadays. And the funny thing is, like, the first time I saw an Ace of Spades and I wanted it because it was like really dark and stuff, I'm pretty sure that probably wasn't even a real Ace of Spades.
It was probably like a papyrus or
Yeah,
something.
something like that. And then like more people started getting real Ace of Spades, and then like I loved that even more. I don't know why at one point this would have been released and nobody liked it.
Yeah,
And then
it like flopped, like completely flopped.
What is wrong with
What
people?
happened?
Yeah. Like it's so stunning.
Dude.
It looks so good on the camera.
I know.
This leaf is kind of green.
That
but
one is like that purpley dark color. Heckin'. That muted Venetian, burgundy sinus.
The newest leaf, so this is the biggest leaf I've ever been able to grow.
This guy's funny. He's just like,
I know. The lighting, I'm trying to get the lighting right. You'll see in another plant, the leaves are just like,
it burns.
It's a little bit, it's a bit much. This one came back up a little bit. Same with this one, but this one is...
He's like, no.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be on camera.
So it's in a mixture of like tree fern and pond with like a pond layer at the bottom. And it has a little bit of a reservoir. Been liking this setup a lot. And like it's starting to size up finally.
So yummy. I just can't. And I love the leaf shape. It's just like this perfect
it just like
heart.
And it curves in the middle and all the leaves do that.
I don't even know where my Ace of Spades is.
I bet I could find it.
Really?
Yeah. What's yours in?
I don't know, because I don't know where it is. Who knows?
We need to go find these plants.
Well, here's the thing. I thought I knew where mine was, but I'm looking at the leaves and I'm like, you don't really look like an Ace of Spades.
Because it's kind of light?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember thinking that, but I knew it was the Ace. Just based on like footage of when you like must have chopped it or something like that to rehab. Because
I don't know what else it would be. Although I feel like you know my Anthurium collection better than I do.
Probably. You're like, you have that.
I was like, I want that. You're like, what? You have that. Oh, I guess I have it.
Where is it? It's in California. Yeah. One of the first dark anthuriums I really wanted, although the one I wanted wasn't really this plant, but then when I saw the actual Ace,
you're like,
wanted that even more because this is just
it's a plant that
perfect.
Lives up to the hype once it's in person too, because obviously on Instagram people are gonna like heavily edit, especially like dark leaf plants, like you're gonna bring down those shadows a little bit more to make it look really dark, or photograph it in a dark place, but in person it's just as
so
magical.
dark. Let's like compare it to my hair, which is pretty freshly dyed, quite black.
You got competition, man.
Right?
She's coming for.
It's really similar. Obviously, you can kind of lighten the leaves a little bit.
But even this, I'll take that too. That's delicious. But this is like amazing.
So nice.
And I just love like the dark petioles and even
the little
the back,
red sinus.
Yeah, and the back has like red Venetian as well, or like a burgundy Venetian.
Yeah, nice, really dark red petioles too. So far, it hasn't been like the most difficult plant for me, but it hasn't been like a breeze either.
Have you had any issues with it? Like, has it rotted, or have you needed to like?
Well, I had pests on it. There was one leaf. Was it this plant, or maybe it was my RA5? It had like a really thrippy looking leaf.
Oh no!
And then it pushed a leaf. It's always kind of like growing, but then at one point it dropped like 3 leaves out at one time. So like the original leaf was really small. It was smaller than this one for sure. This one was also like a stunted one. This is like the second newest leaf, but look how much smaller it is.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty good size jump though.
But this one never expanded properly, and I don't know why.
That's like my whole collection.
Yeah.
You get used to it. All right, next guy up is the Dioscorea Discolor. The last time you would have seen this plant was in a Who Grows It Better with us, and it looked like absolute hot garbage trash.
This is like a different plant now.
Yeah, so I put it in my windowsill and it just got freaking scorched. It hated it. All of the leaves looked like this and this. These are some of the original leaves on it before I chopped it back. I just like literally like cut it down to a stump.
It's crazy because it doesn't even have the purple backs anymore, like barely.
I don't know. It's just like it turned into a different plant on my windowsill.
Yeah.
But yeah, the chop was successful. Obviously, I have these nice dark leaves again. This one is like
so pretty.
Jeez Louise, that one has a lot of silver. But anyway, yes, this is a plant that was an Instagram influenced plant. I forget who it was.
Yeah, I want to say,
but I think we looked at the
Singapore,
same. We looked at the same picture, I think.
Yeah.
And it was growing up this trellis.
And it was like so many leaves and they're all facing the same way.
So bushy. There were no gaps. It was just like a totem of Dioscorea.
Like just stunning. Like this is a work of art.
Yeah, it is a work of art. And I don't know how that person managed to grow it like that, because this thing has a mind of its own. If you have a Dioscorea, there's no taming this. No. I don't know how that person grew it so perfectly, because this is him on a good day.
I know, because like it can reach and like move itself in the span of an afternoon.
Yeah, totally.
You could put it one place and then like you walk in the next moment a few hours later and it's like, oh, I'm over here now.
I would love to see a time lapse of Dioscorea. It'd probably be really creepy just because it like tends to like twirl and like wrap.
I know, like I want to see like you put like a trellis or something or some sort of stake and it reaches towards it and you move it. I want to see it like turn.
Yeah, totally. And this thing, if you have it near any other plant, it will choke it out. Like WWE, like choke it out.
It's more like UFC, right?
I don't know. Don't they do that in WWE?
I guess they. Oh, like a sleeper hold?
Yeah, sleeper hold.
Okay.
Like after they smashed each other with a chair and then they're on the floor. I watch that too. So just beware if you have this with any other plant. It will find a way to wrap itself around pretty much anything that is within.
Yeah, and like if you have small little holes, like these little tendrils will reach through it.
It will find it. It will find it. Yeah. But to me, this plant lives up to the hype in like just how the leaves look, how they feel. They've just got a sheen that's kind of unlike any other plant I've really seen in person, especially. Like, how do you explain this sheen? It's like, it's so sultry. That's all I can think of. It's just like this, like it's not velvet. It's
for
like,
me, it's also like, yeah, it's not really velvet. It's this like powdery matte.
Yeah, feel this one. Like this one is so soft, like a like a teddy bear.
The patterning though is just,
it's incredible. It's so good.
Who designed that?
Yeah, who
so
had the audacity?
Beautiful.
It's beautiful. But it does not live up to the hype in that I didn't know how hard it was to tame. I thought when I saw the pictures on Instagram,
I'm like, Philodendron or something.
Yeah, grow it up a pole, it's gonna grow like this. But I didn't know that for every little tendril you have, you can get like 30 growth points on one of these guys. It'll grow from anywhere it wants to.
This one has 1, 2, 3 leaves forming on it right now.
Yeah, and like this one has like, I don't know, like 6. There's no rhyme or reason. It just grows wherever it wants to grow. There's no like node, really. I feel like that it has to grow out of. It just kind of creates it as it goes. It's very strange.
Yeah, it does look like it.
It's very strange. Right? Because that's not on a node. That just popped out of the stem.
It's all just a smooth stem.
Yeah. And then you get these random leaves that start growing from it. But in a sense, it's good if you want to share, because you will never need to import more than one of these if you and your friends want it.
Yeah, just give it a minute and then you'll have a million leaves.
Yeah. And I don't find it hard to propagate at all. It's been pretty easy for me.
I wonder, I'd like to try again with a cutting because mine is just like out of control right now. So I'd make some cuttings and see if it roots faster for me than the original one that I was working with. That one took like 3 months or something.
Holy moly. Try the 2-cup method. So fast.
Yeah.
Really fast. But I would say that this one is kind of like 50-50. Lived up to the hype in terms of the way the leaves look.
But kind of a pain in the ass.
But kind of a pain in the ass to tame, because I don't really know how this is going to work long term. I do think that this is a plant I'm going to just constantly be chopping back.
Yeah, because like even like if you're chopping off new growth, then like eventually the old growth is going to die. So you're going to have to like try to fill that out down here too.
Mm-hmm, exactly. So, you know, we're just winging it. I'm just going with the flow here.
I know. I can picture you one day just chopping it down here, starting
over. Yeah. That's why when I had to start over, I wasn't bummed. Like when it just all got damaged, I was like, give it a month. In a month, she'll be back. I mean, she's not as full as she was, but holy crap, she has grown in in the span of even just like 4 weeks. Like
Yeah.
all of this is just brand new. Right now I have it in, oh, another plant in Leca. This must have been the same time I ran out of pond. So right now just in Leca with a drainage hole and, oh.
That's just pure algae.
Oh my, look at that. She got a poo-poo. Oh my God, it's like the placenta falling out.
Ew. Why is it just a perfect...
I don't know, and why is it just stuck on there?
It looks like a green tampon.
A tampon?
It's like hair,
Girl,
it's
wait.
not coming off.
I thought it was gonna like fall on the side.
Do it really close to that slapping thing.
That's foul. That's wrong. That's perverted.
I like the sound that that made.
I know. This has been a really good setup for it. Typically I try to keep it cleaner, but we had a little algae ball, a Massimo, what is it?
Massimo.
Massimo. A Merino?
Yeah.
Merino?
Marimo.
Moss ball? Why does that
Yeah.
sound wrong?
Massimo.
Massimo. Wait, what is Massimo? Is
That's
that
like
coffee?
a name of like
A bag?
an Italian guy.
What?
Massimo.
I thought that was a brand of something.
Probably is.
Like a coffee, like you know those pod coffees? Anyway. Yeah, it's really like this setup.
Tassimo?
Tassimo.
Yeah.
I did have it growing in no drainage before. It was totally fine. I don't know why I chose this setup for this one. I think I had the idea that I would like flush it a lot, keep it clean. But to me-
because you thought you might have fertilized it.
Oh, right, yes. Wow, look at that memory. I did think and I'm pretty sure I did. It was a mixture of over fertilization plus being right in a
Burn.
south facing window in the peak of summer. So double burn, not a good combination. But if you want my stamp of approval for this plant, I say go for it. Just don't pay so much for it because at the rate this grows, I don't feel like it should be crazy expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
but another thing is you can't really import this.
That's true.
That
But
might be
still,
where the
there's
price
probably
tag comes
way
from.
more than enough to go around.
Totally, for the people that were able to import it.
Yeah.
And if I don't know what the rules and regulations are, it just depends what country you're in, but I think you just have to have a certain kind of import permit to bring it into your country. So if you can find it local, that's probably your best bet. But yeah, don't pay an arm and a leg because just knowing how fast these grow, there's really no other reason that someone should charge you.
It's more probably demand than anything, right?
So be patient, but it's worth it to me.
And me.
And me. And me. Were ours the same size when you got it? The variegation is so cute on yours.
Yours is so much bigger though.
Mine's so bleached. Like, look how big this leaf is.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Maybe mine's just not expanding properly.
We do have it growing in different mediums.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
hello. Hello.
Oh, you're still here?
yeah.
Next up
Next
is
one.
Ficus shiveriana.
They're so cute together.
Twinsies. I got this somewhere around Christmas time of last year, maybe November or something like that. I picked it up from like the garden center. I got one each for me, her, and Jing at the same size, and hers is massive compared to mine.
I think Jing's is around this size too. Maybe a little smaller. This leaf is like abnormally large.
Yeah, like I feel like we have the same number of leaves, but your leaves are bigger.
Just bigger.
It's been surprisingly okay to grow, but thirsty, like incredibly thirsty. I have to water it more than once a week, like maybe
Yeah, I just watered this.
I watered this, well, this morning, but I had to water it again from like 3 days ago.
Oh my gosh. What's up
It
with
just-
you?
It just drinks like crazy.
Where did you see photos of this first?
Oh yeah, that's what this video is about.
I saw it on Facebook.
Yes, me too.
And it
Yeah,
was
in one of the
from-
American groups.
Mine was in an American group, but the person posting was from overseas.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Thailand, maybe.
And I just thought it looked like kind of like the, what's that? Ilsmanii
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
variegation. Very modelly. I think that I don't know if it's probably a lighting situation, but it's less like green in the variegated parts. It's more white,
Oh.
kind of, you know? not as green, a little bit less saturated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think maybe it was higher light, and I also know you can get it to look a little bit like more pinky hued, because when it came from the greenhouse, a lot of the leaves had this kind of bit of pink on it. But that's probably like a sun situation.
Something. Well, and it has like if you look at mine, there's like the lime green, and then there's like this almost like whitish. Like if you see how different these colors are, this reminds me of like the Alsmanii.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think it's so beautiful. And it wasn't a plant where I saw it online and was like, I have to have it. But I was like,
but at the same time, we were considering getting like cuttings of it locally.
That's true.
Right?
That's true. And it was like mad expensive.
Well, it was like the diciest cut, and like it was like $40 or something like that. And I was like, I don't have faith that that's going to successfully propagate. Someone was just like trying to get as many sales out of one tiny plant as possible. I am just shocked that mine is actually growing.
I thought mine would have been dead within like 2 or 3 weeks after getting it. I'm gonna be fully honest.
Yeah, like I don't have a good track record with Ficus elastica in general, but they're always like bigger specimens that I'm not growing under grow lights.
Oh.
So this one definitely got like better treatment, but still.
I know.
I don't find them easy.
I don't know. I kind of find mine easy.
Oh, your bigger one.
Oh, my bigger one. Oh, I gave that to my sister.
Just elastica in general.
Oh yeah, I do find them. They have finicky tendencies.
Like I remember one time I had one. It was like a little bit bigger than this. It was just like a burgundy one, and then I literally moved it from here to here, and then I came back next day. Every leaf was gone. It was just a stick.
Oh my god! It's just like didn't like that.
Yeah.
I moved this from my tent to out here, and I thought, oh, it's toast. It's gonna be done for, and it was fine. This leaf grew out here. Oh wait, this leaf grew on this shelf.
Did you have it in pond like right away? Like you
I've always grown it in pond, and in no drainage.
I grew mine in soil and no drainage with a little bit of a leca at the bottom, which is barely visible now.
Oh yeah.
There's a little bit of black leca, which I think so far has been good for like ficus in general. So I think that would be my go-to way to plant ficus, just no drainage, because they're so freaking thirsty.
They're thirsty. I like how yours is so compact though. Mine is so like long, because
mine's
like leaning
on under grow lights are on all day long, right?
Yeah.
Yours is like getting more natural light from.
And I think that's why it's starting to lean. It's like reaching this way.
But the leaves are big.
I know, they are pretty big.
I hope mine gets like a nice big leaf. I hope that it keeps up like these like chunky bits of green.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I didn't really get any leaves like that besides the one that already came with down here.
Yeah, they looked identical. All three of the plants look so similar when I first got them.
Yeah.
And they're going a little bit different. Lauren's at the shop has like full half moon.
It's
yeah,
crazy.
Like one half of the leaf is full green, the other half is variegated.
Oh,
it looks nice.
It is super cool. It's super cool. I've just been really enjoying this plant. I thought that honestly I might get sick of it after a couple weeks.
Yeah, because it's like a variegated plant. It's pretty, but then like it doesn't hold our attention as much. Like variegation doesn't. And
I think the one thing I really like about growing philodendron and anthurium is that like as it matures, just the form of it changes so drastically.
Right.
Whereas this is like, you know what the leaf is going to look like.
It's just going to get bigger.
It's just going to get bigger. But I don't know. I have been really enjoying this one, and I don't know.
But then when it gets like this big, it's going to be a little bit
It's
tough.
going to stress me out.
I won't be able to put it under grow lights anymore, so I'll have to put it out like in a windowsill or something.
It would be nice next to your sliding door on that.
I know, but I'm trying to get rid of that.
Oh, yeah.
But I can put a tree there.
Yeah. Whoops.
Yeah.
Oh, no. You can always chop it back, and it'll branch off.
Oh, it'll branch. Yeah, that's true.
That'd be cute. But I wouldn't mind if this one stayed mini. Like, I wish it was just like a little tiny mini rubber tree. I don't even need this thing to get like big.
I don't need it to, but it might with like how it's going so far.
I know.
It's growing.
It is.
This thing has grown more leaves for me than like ficus ever have in like years. Elastica specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say this lives up to the hype, does not exceed the hype.
No. But definitely lives up to it. Like,
yeah.
I'm glad we got it.
Yes.
And I was very surprised when this went into cultivation. This is like one of the last things I would have thought we'd see at our nurseries. I don't know.
I was super surprised because it was like a variant of like a very common plant.
I guess. But I think maybe because it wasn't so common in people's collection. It was like really like the high-end collectors that were like, oh, look at my Shiveriana, you know. And
yeah, I think the average person wouldn't say this is different from like a Tineke.
No.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But I was very, very happy to see it. And plus it was like, I think it was, I purchased it at one of the more expensive garden centers that marks up plants more. I think it was $20.
Yeah. How much were they selling it at Devon's?
I think it was like
$7.
maybe
$9.
$10 at most.
Yeah.
Most.
But I mean, $20 in comparison to what we could have paid when it wasn't being sold at the
It was like being sold for like hundreds of dollars and they were only available in the States.
Yeah.
And they just immediately showed up in Canada and it was super cheap. It never had an expensive phase here because it just wasn't here.
Yeah.
Right? And like it was during COVID, so like it was hard to get things across the border too. Or like shipping wise, it just wasn't as convenient to ship.
Yeah. Ow.
Any last words?
Not really. I think we covered everything.
Okay.
All right.
Well, maybe pond's the way to go.
Maybe you need pond and a rubber ducky. I mean, not a rubber ducky. I got this little duck.
Ducky.
I got this little duck from Lauren. She gave us these little ducks to put in our plants. So you'll find them sort of spread around
throughout your collection.
Yeah, so get him a rubber duck.
Yeah, it's true. They're all sitting in a pile on my nightstand right now.
Oh my gosh. Next one's a cutie.
It's huge.
Dun, dun, dun.
This is your bigger one, right?
Yeah, it's my bigger one.
I was gonna like just jump out the window.
We need those sound effects.
I know.
Pew, pew, pew. Ah.
Wait, we need to not do it ourselves.
Oh, yeah. Okay. We're not good at this.
Then do an uppercut.
Okay, so next in line. What was that? What did we just do for like a solid minute?
And we were really bad at it.
We were so bad at it. So bad.
Bad at pretend fighting.
If we can't even pretend fight, imagine us in our real fight. There's no hope for us. Okay, so here is my summer glory. Just to remind you, this is the second one I got. This is the one I got in California. It was a lot bigger than my original summer glory, which I still have, and it's getting bigger now. But when did this start popping up on social?
Oh, it's such a blur.
It is a blur.
Wait, you would have got, so you got it in 2022.
Yeah.
Right? So maybe 2021?
Maybe a little later than that. I think it was like beginning of 2022 when I started seeing these pop up. And it would have only been, I think the first person I saw it with was Silvercrone Garden.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw it on his Instagram and was like, what in tarnation is that? And lo and behold, it's a Gloriosum hybrid. So if you don't know what this is a Philodendron Macaulay's Finale hybrid crossed with a Philodendron Gloriosum.
Yeah.
I am not a huge fan of the Macaulay's.
Oh, not was it Macaulay's Finale hybrid or just a hybrid by Macaulay?
I think it's a Macaulay's Finale hybrid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think. Feel free to fact check me. But I just, anything crossed with the Gloriosum, I'm like game for. Again, the Macaulay on its own, not really my kind of plant.
Yeah,
but
well, you don't like kind of self-heading.
Yeah, not a huge fan of that. But I think that you could cross anything with the Gloriosum and it would look sickening. You could cross poo-poo with Gloriosum.
Yeah.
It's sickening.
Sickening.
So good. I'm in love with it. It's such an easy plant to grow. I'm not joking. What do you think?
Yeah, easy.
Really easy. Like, I find the Gloriosum to be a little bit more on the challenging side, but that's just me. I'm not really great with crawlers or like terrestrial plants.
But this is a full-on crawler.
Yeah, this is a full-on crawler, but I think it just has that hybrid vigor, and it's amazing. And so all of the photos that I saw online before, they were just like these massive, massive plants, because I think the people who had this first were like people like Silver Chrome, like, you know, these bigger growers that had access to them earlier.
And they had Florida conditions.
Florida conditions. So they are like huge, but what really struck me as just like amazing was this pink venation. Like, you can't really tell the texture of it through photos. It's kind of hard to tell, but it has an incredible texture. I love it so much. It really is truly like a mix of a Gloriosum and a Macaulay's. Like, if you just squish, if you just like combine that texture.
It's not velvety, it's not glossy, it's really just
right in between. And this like emergent leaf is pretty much what I bought this plant for. I mean, the hardened leaves are super cool and cute, but that emergent leaf is like everything to me.
Such a pretty hybrid.
It's my whole life.
Like, if you ever wish the Gloriosum was a bit more colorful, then like that's exactly it.
This is your guy. It's so fun. I was a little bit unsure of how to grow this, honestly. I was like, because I think when I first got it, it was like kind of climbing, and I didn't know whether to keep it climbing or keep it crawling. So the second that I even saw it start to like lean over, I'm like, here we go. And it really took to this pot really well. I thought it was going to be maybe too shallow, but it's grown.
It filled out, there's roots all the way to here.
I know, it's everywhere. But it still has quite a ways to go. Like, the nodes are so tight. Like, look how bushy it is. Like, all of the nodes.
It is super tight.
All of the nodes are like stacked. Like, but I don't know, I think that's what I love.
And it doesn't drop leaves.
No, I don't even remember the last time I dropped a leaf on this plant.
Yeah.
It definitely has that vigor. And it did have spider mites. Just a PSA.
And it does produce like EFN, like a Gloriosum does.
Yeah, it does. But I find it to be pretty hardy, really resilient, not too much to it. Right now I'm growing it in my plant room on one of my open shelves. It's getting basically light from a 10-watt bar. I'm using my Barina in there, and
from above. But it's facing like,
I know,
weird.
I know, he just knows what to do.
So cute.
I know, I love him a lot. So yeah, I had to feature this. I feel like I've been shoving this down people's throats on my channel, but I'm like, you have to get a Summer Glory.
Especially if you're in the States, like, it's gonna be accessible to you.
Oh, and by the way, little plug, if you're looking for a Summer Glory, my friends over at Rose with Hose, they have small, I think they're like 4-inch pots. They're like $20, and you can use my code Unplanned Parenthood for 15% off your purchase. And I think they do free shipping on all orders.
What?
Within the US.
All orders?
I think so.
That's crazy.
Rose with Hose was one of the first companies I bought like a special plant with. I bought my Alocasia Micholitiana Mexkowski with them.
Oh.
And it was just like in such great condition, and I've really loved every plant I got from them. So yeah, they've got cutie little pots of this for $19.99. So if you've been looking for one, I will link it in the description. You don't have to use my code if you don't want to, but if you want to save 15%, there you go. SpongeBob got chased by jellyfish and they ate his shorts.
Do you still have this plant?
I just chucked it the other day.
Oh, was it dyed?
It was dyed.
Oh, okay.
Dyed. Yours is so cute.
So this one, I can actually probably find the actual photo that Instagrammed me, that influenced me.
Was it Alina?
Yeah, yeah. So this plant right here is the Dune a Jewel, and here's mine.
Everything's so washed out.
I know.
It's
Isn't it so cute? It's like, this was grown from seed. So like, Erin actually germinated these for us and then like gave us
little
one that was like
seeds.
A sprouted seed. And then this is an older leaf. I think I've grown like 3 or 4 leaves in the span of like 2 years. So it grows extremely slow. It's like one of those plants that existed during the time of dinosaurs or something, and it's kind of related in the same family as like a sago palm, right? It's highly toxic to dogs and humans probably.
Probably, I wouldn't take a bite out of that.
No, but this is like still a really small plant. But when it gets bigger and it just looks like a big like feather, it's just like
insane.
And they curve and stuff, and they're super like rigid.
So rigid. You would think that, like, just by looking at it, I feel like you can't really appreciate this plant because the background is like trying to overpower it.
There we go.
So, if you look at pictures of like small ones, you'd kind of think like, oh, it looks so like delicate and like, you know, just wispy. But I was so surprised at how rigid and stiff the leaves are. Like you could get a paper cut from it.
It's like fish bones.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's extremely slow growing for me at least. I had to repot it. It was like falling off of the seed, so I just like ripped it off of the seed and then planted it in what I pictured Jurassic Park to be. It's like, put yourself in Jurassic Park. Like, what's the substrate like? And this is my best shot, which is, sorry, my phone.
It's very dense.
Oh my gosh, it's like soil with like a bunch of coarse perlite, cocoa husks, some bark.
Looks really prehistoric.
Right?
Looks old and nasty.
Yeah, and I do need to repot this, not because it needs a repot, but because like I think it deserves a cuter pot than
I was
this.
gonna say.
Oh my gosh.
Who's blowing you up? Your boo?
That's my boo.
Your boo.
Yeah, I need to find a cute pot for it. I don't have the perfect pot yet because like all my really cute pots are quite small. But yeah, ignore the pot and just look at the plant.
Just adore the leaves. It really is super, super cute, and especially once it's like a full thing. I don't know where on earth she would put it, but
oh yeah, I'll probably
cross
have
that
to throw
bridge
some
when you get there.
out.
And I would throw a plant out if I had a really nice big one.
Yeah,
because it's just such a statement piece. Like it's a plant that I could see in like an art gallery or something.
Yes, totally.
Like a really, really just like high-end luxury plant.
Yeah, it's very architectural.
Yeah.
And like very minimal down here. So if you had really nice pottery to go with it, it would look really nice.
This is a plant I would splurge on, like a handmade artisan pot, 100%.
Yeah, totally.
I would.
And I think it would probably need not like a ton of light. This is something in Jurassic Park. It would be like on the forest floor.
Yeah.
Kind of like under the canopy.
But they get so huge. They do get huge, but I do still think they grow under the canopy. So they're not getting like a ton of direct light.
It's not like a cactus.
Yeah, yeah. And then it's got like little micro fuzz. It's fuzzy.
I don't know if the camera's
I don't know
gonna
if you
pick
can
up
see
the
it, but it's
fuzz.
so stinking cute. It's fuzzy, even the leaves, like on the sides of it, on the edges. There's like little fuzzies.
Yeah.
Incredible. It's so good. I am very sad about mine. I still have the seed, but I don't know if the seed's dead.
Oh, where
Like-
do you have it now? Like under light?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind if it came back for me, but it just, I don't know, one day it just took a downhill turn.
I'm doing the tug test and it's not coming out, but it's so algae ridden that there's a root.
A root.
A root.
A root.
Yeah. Yeah, like I had like this like whole purge of like ceramic pots that I don't like anymore because I never use them, but now I'm looking for ceramic pots again, but I want like a very certain aesthetic. I'm just not just looking for anything, like a really
Very
cute,
specific.
like earth toned kind of clay pots.
It would look so cute.
Yeah.
I just see this plant on like, in a really cute pot on like a high bookshelf with just like a few books and like a little trinket, like a little vase
it's
or
just
something,
like-
and it's just there. Amazing.
Yeah, it's not an easy plant, I don't think, because it grows so
I
slow.
do not consider it easy. That's a plant I had in my collection that I just never really knew if it was doing good, if it was doing bad.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I just,
Like the leaves, I find like when it goes, it just like goes.
yeah, it's gone.
Like it's just like, it's here and then it's not.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and it was funny because with mine, it's like the leaf looked fine, everything looked fine, but it just broke off the seed.
That's pretty much what happened to mine.
Yeah, it just like dies from the bottom, and then
yeah,
oh,
it's kind of to me like similar. I'm trying to see if there's like a new leaf coming in. Is that a new leaf?
I think that's a sheath.
Oh, okay. Dang it.
Dang it.
The Syningia leucotricha, where you don't know if it's happy or not, I find that plant kind of difficult to just read, and this is kind of like hard to read plant too.
Yeah.
And
I
somehow it's alive. I find the plants that influence me the most are like the weird ones on Instagram.
Oh yeah, and Anthurium.
And Anthurium. Anthuriums and like just like these kind of weird twisty little plants.
Yeah, the oddballs.
Yeah.
Okay, my last plant is the Anthurium Wendlingeri. This one is a bunny plant, not like her Wendlingeri that she like grew from seed, but like from her cutting from her plant. If you don't know who Bunny is, it's our friend Amanda. I will link her in the description. This is the original leaf that she gave me. It was a top cutting from her plant. This was the first leaf that grew in my care. Kind of looks like it was trying to grow as its inflow. Like the inflow looks exactly the same as this leaf.
Yeah.
So funny. And then this is the last one that grew in my care, which is pretty normal looking, thank goodness. But look at its little.
I can't believe it flowered so quickly.
I know.
It's crazy.
It never. I don't think it's gonna get sticky. I feel like it's gonna go straight to pollen for some reason.
Yeah, but you never know.
Because I can see
but
a
it's
little
not like
bit
you were gonna
on
pollinate
this
it.
side.
Oh no!
Well, I was gonna chop this off though, because I felt like it was taking away from my plant. But I didn't want to do it now.
Maybe you can put it in resin. It's so cute.
I know, it's adorable. Well, now it's gonna go in my hair.
It had a weird like okra looking like mucus in between when you broke it.
Oh, now it's in
Like
my
you
hair.
did like a cheese pull.
Hey.
It was like a little ponytail.
So anyway, this is my Wendlingeri. This was the inflow.
Oh my gosh.
It's now in my hair. I was going to maybe, I don't know. I think the only thing you can pollinate with this is Wendlingeri.
Yeah, or like a Scherzianum, apparently.
All right, next one, guys. Next one. I really would only want to collect pollen. I don't know if I'd ever want to mother plant this one, just because I feel like I'm just trying so hard to keep it happy.
I thought that was the plan, to get pollen in it.
Well, I didn't think that this one would be big enough, though, but it kind of got a little bigger than I thought it would.
I mean, my Pally's inflow only ever maxed out like that size.
Oh, wow. Anyway, this is another plant that I was heavily Instagram influenced by, mostly because of the emergent leaf. It's got like that super bronzy, coppery, shiny emergent leaf that is just so incredible. And when I got to experience it for the first time on this plant, I was like, yep, this is why. This is why I wanted this plant. I mean, like the leaves on its own are just like incredible. They're not velvety or like.
But they're very matte.
Very matte, but it feels really nice. They're super stiff. The midrib is extremely stiff. Have you ever felt like how thick and like?
Yeah. But my
like
Wendley is so glossy. It's not even funny.
Oh really?
It's so shiny, and I couldn't bend it like this.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Like if I did this, it stays
Straight?
Straight.
How big is your biggest leaf?
It's wider,
Uh-huh.
and yeah, maybe about this length.
Dang.
Yeah.
And you grew that from like a seedling? Or was it
Yeah,
a
it
little
was a
bit
seedling.
bigger?
It was like the biggest leaves were about this big.
Holy smokerinos. That was fast. So I'm getting these little marks on them. I don't know what it is. These yellow spots.
Yeah.
Is that...
Could it be?
fungal?
I don't know. They're like little like pock marks. Like they look like
someone nibbled on them?
pores.
I know.
It's like they're little holes.
It's very strange. This one did not have any trouble coming out of the caterpillar. To my recollection, I never really let it dry out. But this is one that I'm definitely going to move to that same setup that I showed you with my Doryaki, with drainage holes with a catch pot underneath. Look at how algae ridden this is. It's like black.
You're going to keep it in pond?
Yeah. But this is like a new kind of algae that I'm breeding here.
It's black.
It's black. I can't see the roots. I don't know if it's...
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see some roots. But here's the thing, is like, as much algae as you see here, it's just on the outside. The whole, like the core of it will be fine. It's just the stuff that's exposed to light. But a huge reason why I want to grow in clear pots is so that I can like check on the roots and make sure everything's good.
Yeah,
so it kind of
defeats the purpose
if I can't see. But I mean, it seems happy. It grew this leaf and it grew it out here.
Yeah.
So I'm happy.
For me, like what really influenced me was the inflow.
Oh,
the strappiness, obviously I really, really liked, but then like what sets it over the edge is the inflow.
That inflow.
So cool.
NSC has some really good videos and photos of like Wendley inflows, and they're just, oh, they're so cute. They're like little curly ponytail, little pigtail.
I can't wait. I want mine. I want mine to flower, and I want to know that it'll corkscrew, because if it doesn't corkscrew, I'm going to lose it.
Well, mine, like it started. I feel like the next one will corkscrew.
Yeah, maybe.
Like really corkscrew, because that is like a partial corkscrew.
Yeah. No, but like with mine was just straight.
Oh.
I would lose it.
Oh, I remember it was straight, huh? But it was really...
No, it never came out of the sheath.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of your Powie.
It was like, yeah, it was just still inside the spade, and it just died off before it came out.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Was that the only time it flowered?
Yeah.
Well, that would be cool if we could cross our Wendleys.
I know.
But I do think I'd love to self this if I can. I'm just not, I don't know. I don't know if I ever want to make this a mother plant, because I just want a nice big strappy Wendley. I'm not really concerned about having more of them. I just want this one to kind of grow really well.
That's true, because like when they're like really tiny, it takes a long time to get into even the remotely strappy size.
I know, and I don't really want to be like fostering like as many.
Yeah,
I don't like growing seedlings. I just don't.
I don't like growing seedlings of strappy plants.
Oh yeah.
The regular anthuriums, I feel like they size up better, but these go through such an awkward phase for so long.
And it's got like the long, it kind of like shoots out sometimes, or it has like really long stem. Yeah.
And it looks really like messy and like
it's like road grass.
Yeah, road grass.
It's like road grass. So anyway, I'm just happy to have this guy finally acting right, and hopefully we can get another inflow on it, and hopefully it fully corkscrews. But
don't snap it.
Don't snap it. I just would really want to collect pollen, I think.
This plant was influenced to me by Miss Amanda. So this is a Carla Bevep. So like both plants were on my wish list. I didn't know it was that cross. And then the next time she shipped plants to Lauren, there was one of these in that package for me. And like, it's such a stunning cross, and like there's nowhere else I would have been able to see this plant other than like on Instagram or on Facebook, because like I don't know if that cross existed really before like that year.
I hadn't seen them unless they just weren't being talked about.
Right. So this is like, it looks so good in the camera. You need this plant.
I do need that plant. I do. 100%.
It's so pretty. And like the different plants within that seed batch, like some of them are like super like sinister, vicious looking, like Lauren's specimen, where the sinus like really protrudes out like a butthole, and it's super like bright pink. Mine is like very
aggressive,
smooth.
And yours is friendly and nice.
Yeah,
and approachable.
Mine is an approachable one. But
it's so cute.
It's such a good plant, and like I can't believe how many leaves it's holding on to.
I know.
This is like my Ace of Spades. It doesn't know where to face. I've been moving it around so much in the tent because I have been trying to like figure out the best lighting situation to get it to orient nicely, but also be nicely colored, like nice dark leaves with good contrast, because I want that pink to show up too.
Oh my god, the sheen of this. It's like, what color is that? Bluish, greenish.
Yeah, with pink.
Oh my word. It's like looking at, what are those? Like the holographic, like you get those cards, you know? Where
Yeah, like the magic.
It's like one picture.
Yeah. I really like this like bright white sinus.
It just looks like a booty hole.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Like it's like exploding from the heavens. Like if your booty went to heaven.
Your booty went to heaven and exploded. That one's definitely next on my wish list, but I have no problem admiring it in other people's collections just because.
But also a Carla and a Bebop. Right?
Yeah.
Need to complete the flavors.
Complete the whole thing.
So root wise, I've been finding it easier than some of my other anthuriums to not rot. Yeah, it's pretty rooty. I don't know when I would have repot this, but it would have been like within the last few months, I think, because that's when I ran out of, no.
Dang, that's hecka roots.
I don't know, it would have been the last few months, I'm pretty sure. So it's in tree fern with like pond and perlite mixed in, drainage in a catch pot.
Yeah. I really like this combination now. I think I'm gonna move all my Anthurium to this setup.
Yeah, and
if I can.
I was so happy to discover that like this dollar store thing fits the square pot so perfectly.
So perfectly. It's like it comes as a set.
Yeah. And it actually provides a lot of stability. If you have like wire shelves, then they're not like falling over.
Yeah.
This makes it really super stable.
I just wish it was as tall as the pot. That would be like
even better.
More perfect. Yeah.
That's true.
But I don't mind that too. It's come in handy.
Acceptable.
Yeah, I accept.
Yeah, so I only saw this once before I wanted it, and then like it just magically showed up.
Yeah,
like a month later.
Lost her shit.
Yeah, I did. I was like pretty much crying on camera.
She was like, yeah.
So such a nice one, and thank you. Like, oh my gosh. And thank you, Grant and Juan, for making this cross too.
Yeah, you guys just really hit it out of the park with this one.
That's true.
Are you good?
I'm so tired.
What time is it? I feel like we've been filming all day. 4:30.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, great plant.
Great plant, and I can't wait for her to have one. I don't think it'll be long before I can cut mine too.
This girl like cuts Anthuriums like a hot damn. She's always like, here's this, here's that. I'm like, what? Where is this coming from? That is our list of Instagram influenced plants. I mean, honestly, we're kind of just, I feel like so many of our plants are just, we've seen them on Instagram and then somehow they ended up in our collection.
Yeah.
But these they were more noteworthy because it was very like, I have a distinct memory of just like seeing one specific photo and being like, I have to have it. But truly everything you see around me is influenced by other people.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed our little list. Thank you for watching another video. If you liked it, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to follow Alice on YouTube and on Instagram. And we will see you in the next one. Pee-pee and poo-poo out.
Peace out. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.